This is a factoring review to prepare for your test on November 7th and 8th during block. So whenever you're factoring any number, the first question you should ask yourself is whether or not there is a single term in common that you can factor out. So you look at your numbers and your variables separately. For this case, we have 1, 1, and 12, and there is no single number that we can factor out, but we can factor out an x squared because we know that we have to look at our smallest variable exponent. For this case, it's 2. So now to know what goes inside the parentheses, we take each term in our original polynomial and divide it by x squared. So our first term is x to the 4th divided by x squared, and we have to subtract exponents. So 4 minus 2 gives us an x squared. Our second term, x cubed divided by x squared, is going to be a 3 minus 2, which is 1, so that makes an x. Negative 12x squared divided by x squared is simply negative 12 because our x squareds cancel out. Now, if you look at your note-taking guide for this polynomial, you have a negative and a negative. So this is a case 3, which means that we have to find two factors of 12 that will multiply to get us 12 and add, or subtract rather, to get us 1. So we know that it has to be 3 and 4 because 4 minus 3 equals 1. So these are our numbers. So we have to make sure that we bring this x squared down. Now our factorization is going to look like this. Because I have an x squared, both of the first terms have to be x to get the x squared. And then I put a 4 on one side and a 3 on the other. And when we read our case 3 instructions, it tells us that the biggest number is going to take the negative sign and the smaller number will take a positive sign. So this is our answer to number 1. Problem number 2. So we have the numbers 4, 4, and 24, and the greatest common factor, the biggest number that can divide evenly into all three of these, is 4. Now we need to look at our y variable, and so we're going to take the y with the smallest exponent, so that's going to be y to the 4th. Now we're going to divide each term by 4y to the 4th. So 4y6 divided by 4y4, subtracting my exponents, leaves me with the y squared. 4y to the 5th divided by 4y to the 4, subtracting exponents, leaves me with a y. Negative 24y to the 4th. Negative 24 divided by 4 is negative 6, and my y4's cancel. Now, this is a case 4 on our note-taking guide. For this case, we need two numbers that multiply to get us 6 and subtract to get 1. So 2 and 3 work. So don't forget to pull your 4y to the 4th down. And I'm going to put because I have a y squared, I know that both of these terms are y. I'm going to put 2 on one side, 3 on the other, and our instructions for a case 4 tells us that the bigger number, which is 3, is going to carry my positive sign. So that's problem number 2. Problem number 3, I'm going to look at my 8, my 24, my 16, and decide what number I can pull out. And for this case, it's going to be an 8 because all three of these numbers are evenly divisible by 8, and that is the largest number. So our x is going to be a single x because our largest x exponent is 1 down there on the 16x. So let's divide each one of these terms by 8x. So when I have 8x cubed divided by 8x, 3 minus 1 leaves me with an x squared. Then I have 24x squared divided by 8x. 24 divided by 8 is a plus 3. X squared divided by x is simply x. 16x divided by 8x is 2 because my x's cancel. So this is going to be a case 1. So for this one, I need two numbers that multiply to give me 2 and add to give me 3. So I'm going to pull my 8x down. And for this case, I know that the only two possible numbers I can use are 2 and 1 because 2 times 1 is 2 and 2 plus 1 is 3. So I have an x squared, I have an x squared here, which means that my first term on each has to be x. And because this is a case 1, this is positive, both of these signs are positive. Problem number 4, 9w squared minus 9. So the first thing that you can factor out is a 9 because they have that in common. So when you divide 9w squared by 9, you get a w squared. When you divide 9 by 9, you get a 1. So now this follows the formula that I gave you on your note-taking guide called the difference of squares. So the difference of squares formula looks like this. So in order to use this formula, you have to know what a and b are. So a is the square root of your first term, which is the square root of w squared, which is equal to w. B equals the square root of your second term. So b equals the square root of 1, which is 1. So now that I know what a and b are, I just plug those into my formula here. So I have to bring this 9 down. So it's 9 onto w minus 1 times w plus 1. Okay, x to the 6 minus 9 is also going to follow one of our formulas, and sometimes you may be confused about which formula that you can use to factor this problem, but the way that you know is you have to see if they have a perfect square root or a perfect cube root. So to find a square root, you divide the exponent by 2. To find a cube root, you divide the exponent by 3. So x to the 6 does have a perfect square and also a perfect cube, but 9 does not. If you try to do the cube root of 9, you're not going to get an even number, but it does have a square root. So that's how you know that this is a difference of squares formula. So the first step is to find what a and b equal. So a is the square root of x to the 6. So you take 6 and divide it by 2 and you get x cubed. B is the square root of 9, which is 3. So we know our difference of squares formula is a minus b times a plus b. So this factorization is x cubed minus 3 times x cubed plus 3. For number 8, you are going to use another one of our formulas, and because it has a plus in the middle, you know that it can only be the sum of cubes, and also 8 and 27a cubed are both perfect cubes. So the first step is to find the cube root of 8, which is equal to our a for our formula. So the cube root of 8 is equal to 2, and the cube root of 27a cubed is equal to 3a. Because the cube root of 27 is 3, you can use your calculator to find that, and the cube root of a cubed, you divide 3 by 3, which gives you a to the first, which is simply a. So our formula for the factorization of cube roots looks like a plus b times a squared minus a times b plus b squared. So I know what a and b are, so I just simply have to plug them in. So a is 2 and b is 3a. A squared is 2 squared, which is 4, minus a times b, which is 3a times 2, which is 6a, and then b squared, which is 9a squared. So when you look at this problem, there is a common factor that you can factor out before you begin. So you can have a 3 and a t out front, and let's divide each term by 3t. 3 divided by 3 is 1, t4 divided by t leaves me with a t cubed. 24 divided by 3 is plus 8. The t's cancel. So now this is a plus, and both t cubed and 8 are perfect cubes. So a is the cube root of t cubed, which is t. b is the cube root of 8, which if you punch that in your calculator, gets you 2. Because remember, in our calculator, to find a cube root, we type in the number 3, then the x radical, and then the number 8, and that should generate an answer of 2. So now we just need to plug these into our formula. So I'm going to pull this 3t down, and I have t plus 2 onto t squared minus 2t plus 4. There's our answer. Okay, 81x cubed minus 3. So these do have a factor in common, and it is 3, which leaves us with 27x cubed minus 1. So after we get it in this form, we can take the cube root of both of these terms, and that's how we know it is the difference of cubes because of the subtraction. So a is the cube root of my first term. So if I plug my 27 into my calculator using the 3x radical 27, I find the cube root of 27 is 3. And the cube root of x cubed is x, so a is 3x. And b is equal to the cube root of 1, which is 1. So all I have to do is pull my 3 down and use my formula. My formula is a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. So a minus b, I've got 3x minus 1 onto a squared. So I have to square both terms, so it's going to be 9x squared plus a times b, which is 3x, plus b squared, which is 1. If you see a problem to factor and it has 4 terms, we are going to factor these by grouping. And to do that, we're going to look at only the first 2 terms at the beginning. So these 2 terms have in common a y. So we can pull out only a y, and we're going to divide these terms by y. So xy divided by y is x. 4y divided by y is 4. Now we're going to look at the second 2 terms. We're going to pull our plus down, and we can notice between 2x and 8, our common factor is a 2. So 2x divided by 2 leaves me with x, and positive 8 divided by 2 leaves me with a positive 4. Now, you have an x plus 4, so you're going to take out 1x plus 4, put it in the front, And your leftovers are y and plus 2, and those are going to go in your second set of parentheses. And that's it. And our last problem, number 10. AB plus 3A minus 5B minus 15. So looking at my first two terms, what I have in common that I can pull out is an A. Then when I divide through by A, I get B plus 3. And looking at my second two terms, after I pull my negative down, I can pull out a 5. So negative 5b divided by negative 5 is going to leave me with positive b. And negative 15 divided by negative 5 is going to leave me with a positive 3. Now, you can take these two b plus 3's out and then look at what you have remaining, and it's an a minus 5. Put those in their own set, and you're done.